Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about, in my opinion, 7 huge money wasters, and at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what I think is the #1 way to save money. Let's get right into it. When I was researching this topic and looking up money wasters, one of the things that came up first was cable TV. And I know we've spoken about this before. A lot of frugal people don't use cable TV. Well, I know some frugal people that do have it because they don't leave the house much, and it's something that they really enjoy that brings them value. So each person is different on their list of money wasters. So the #1 way that I feel for myself as a way that wasting money would be #1, impulse buys. Things that you just see that you think you like and you don't give it much thought, so you throw it in your cart and buy it. #2, and I've mentioned this on several videos, just because something's on sale, clearance, garage sales, or thrift stores, or window shopping and buying things because they're inexpensive and saying, well, if I don't buy it now, I may not get this deal again. You can end up with a lot of stuff at your house, and some of it may be out of sight, out of mind because you forget you have it. #3, shopping too often or buying too much when you shop. It reminds me of years ago when I bought some whiteout because it was like a penny a piece or something, and it was very cheap for all this whiteout. Well, I bought a bunch of it, I used one of them, and all the rest of them dried up, so it was a waste. So buying too much and shopping too often can end up being a waste of money. #4, obligations or keeping up with the Joneses. Example, somebody asks you to be in their wedding and you really can't afford it, you're paying off debt, and you'd have to buy a $300 dress, you'd have to buy a plane ticket to go see them, you'd have to pay for your hotel, and it could end up costing you $1,200, $1,300. And so you may just want to send a nice gift and say, hey, this is out of my budget at this time. So doing things out of obligations and keeping up with what other people are doing, I feel is a waste of money. #5, and this has happened to me before, services you don't use. You could have something that you don't use that's an auto ship that comes to your home. And I had a friend of mine that was getting vitamins, and then she ended up with all these vitamins she didn't end up using. Another friend of mine was a member of a gym and she just wasn't going at all. And so that would be another example. And it could be cable TV. Maybe you work a lot and you're never home and you never watch the TV. Any service that you're not using and not loving. #6, and this one I know we're all going to agree on this one, wasted food, and I have really done well where I have curtailed that big time. I'm not saying we don't waste any food, but I'm going to say we have very little food waste now. And #7, late fees or not being organized and keeping up with these things. Those are 7 ways, and I know a lot of people will think other things are waste of money. And when I read about it, you know, people will say services such as getting your hair done, your yard done. So this is the #1 way to save money in my book. Be mindful of what your purchases are and love how you're spending your money. So whether it is getting your hair done, cable TV, a good book you want to buy, book of the month club, makeup that you love. Each of us have things that we love. But buying what you really love so you know you're going to use it rather than bringing it home and never using it. It could be clothing, food, books you never get around to reading, craft items, just having an abundance. That's why I think minimalism is so popular, and I can see why. So getting the best value. Example, services. If you get your hair done once every 8 weeks and you love your hairdresser and she does a great job and you just really enjoy it and you get value, you can always cut back on something else. If you love having a service such as Netflix, or you love going out to eat once a week with your husband or a friend, and you get such value and have such wonderful conversations, spend money on what you love and think about what you don't get value from and cut those things out. I honestly think we could save a lot of money if we were more mindful and really spend it on things that bring us a lot of value, whether it's an item or a service. I'd love to know from you, what is something you spend money on that maybe some other frugal people may not, but it brings you a lot of value and joy? I want to hear from you in the comments below. Thank you for listening. I love you. I appreciate you. And I'll see you on tomorrow's video. Bye-bye.